I was 16 years old when this happened, and the guy that I got married to was 24 years old at the time. He was physically abusing me. He ended up literally slapping me across the face with my baby on my hip. He jumps out and he comes running at me and he fly kicks me in the chest. I got robbed, raped on the journey. I'm on the floor, I'm leaning. He's got his knee on my chest. His other knee is on my neck. He's there on top of me screaming, I made you, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here.
She was given away at the age of 16. Her father lied to her and gave her away at the age of 16. And this is her story. She's going to tell you all the crazy things. Me as an African man, I've seen this. I've heard some stuff and crazy things like this. That's happened a lot more common than you guys realize. So I am glad that she's able to tell her story, but it's just insane that people in the modern day era, we go through this as it's a regular thing now.
I was forced into a marriage with an older man. I was tricked to go to Dubai with my father as like a birthday holiday. Once we were at Dubai, he tells me that I've got business in Somalia, I need to go there. Once we get to Somalia, my dad rents a house, puts us up in the house, me and my brother, and then tells us, hey, you're staying here, you're not leaving, and this is where you're going to be staying. You're not going back to England. And he tells me, sit down and speak to this man. And he was like, well, I just need you to speak to this man because you're going to be getting married to him soon, so you need to have a conversation with him. The engagement happened. They did a small wedding. I didn't have anybody of my family there to support. I was 16 years old when this happened, and the guy that I got married to was 24 years old at the time. And then my dad disappeared, and he decided that he was going to Kenya with my brother. And they left me in Somalia by myself with this stranger. I ended up getting pregnant. The guy was abusing me. He was physically abusing me.
Could you imagine at the age of 16, literally not knowing anybody, going to a different country, not knowing anyone, and then your dad just leave you and just said, you're on your own, and just be gone? Could you imagine that? Just that alone. Not alone, meeting a stranger and then getting married to a stranger, completely someone you don't even know, you've never met this person. How insane is that? Like, how bonkers can you be? These things happen a lot more common than we give it credit for. I know we live in a Western society now that a lot of people don't understand it, they don't see this, but this type of thing is still a common occurrence. This type of things happen more often than you realize. This type of things happen so much more. 16 years old, being flown from England all the way to Somalia just to get married to somebody that you never know. And your dad say, you have to talk to this person and you have to get married to that person. And then saying, good, now that this is settled, I'm going to go and take your brother with you. How would you have felt? Personally, like, honestly, general question, how would you have felt? Because for me, I would have lost my fucking mind. And I feel so bad for her that this had to happen to her like that. That's just crazy. On top of that, the man is being abusive towards her. Family can also be the worst thing ever. And then some type of relationship sometimes can just go awful. Especially like this, arranged marriage and all that it's not beneficial to you. I don't understand how a father can look at their daughter and be like, yep, off you go with a stranger without ever knowing that person and fly your daughter completely across the country, not even the country, across to another continent completely, and then just say, off you go, and you stay here, we'll just leave you completely by yourself. No support, no moral, nobody to talk to, nobody to be around you or anything. At just 16 years old, that's insane.
One morning, I had the baby on my hip, but we were arguing, and he started raising his voice at me. I must have said something to piss him off. He ended up literally slapping me across the face with my baby on my hip. So I ended up calling my cousin, and I ended up trying to call my parents. My parents didn't pick up the phone calls, so we ended up calling her father, and her father said, hey, if that's what she's dealing with, no niece of mine should stay in that kind of predicament, so please go help her out from that situation, but also call up one of your cousins and tell him to come pick you guys up We come outside, and down the road, we can also see another car zooming down, kicking up dust, like it's speeding. And all you can hear is my ex-husband screaming, shouting. I had the baby on my hip, and I already knew like I was gonna get beat, so I gave the baby to her. He jumps out and he comes running at me and he fly kicks me in the chest. I end up falling back, hitting my head on a rock, and I lose conscious.
I'm gonna put the full link to this entire interview process on the description, so go ahead and look for it. I don't want to make it. It's quite a long video, and I didn't want to make it long. I just want to take bits and pieces here. But if you want to hear the full context and the full story of it, it's just as more horrible as you guys can even imagine, because like this person is a piece of shit. Like seriously, I don't understand. Like, how would you attack the mother of your child while she has your child in her arm? That's just insanity to me. And oh my goodness, I truly do feel for her and what she has to go through, because nobody else should be going through stuff like this. No one should ever in a relationship, whether or not, I don't even give a shit if it's arranged marriage or not. You shouldn't be putting the hands on your partner at all. That's just another fucked up. But like, you know, arranged marriage is so much more common in East Africa, in the Middle East, even in West Africa where I'm from. So sometimes you get trapped and your relative tell you, or your parents tell you, oh no, we're just going on vacation, and then boom, you know, you're there. They force your hand, you get married to somebody that you never know, you've never met. You don't even know if you guys are compatible or not. Do you guys have the same ideal? Nope. You don't even know nothing about that person. And then they just put you there. Whether or not it turns out good or bad, they don't care. Because at that moment, they did what they wanted to do, because your life is not as important to them, because they make the decision because they brought you into this world. That's the decision.
The next thing I know, I wake up to is in the distance, I see my cousin and him using the baby as like a tug of war.
Damn.
And they're pulling the baby. I literally just get up and run towards them, and I grab my child. Like, I grab my child from both of them, and I'm holding my child now. As this is going on, the guy starts like beating me again at this point, and another third person grabs up the child and takes the child, and they take it back to the grandma. So they took us into the next door neighbors, and that's when they called the family. And lo and behold, the family pick up now. But a couple of hours ago, I was getting ignored. And they also gave me an ultimatum, which was, they said, if you want the child, you have to stay in the house. Like, if you want to leave by yourself, you can leave by yourself, but the child's not coming with you. At that moment in time, I was more scared for my life than I was for the baby's life. So I decided to save myself. So I traveled to Hargeisa, and I ended up going to stay with aunt and her kids.
Could you imagine that you have to make the decision to leave your child behind because of your own safety? I understand, like that must have been the hardest decision of a life, especially being that young and making that life-changing decision. Your parents should like go to jail, go to hell, whatever at this point, because that's a disgusting way to treat your kid, and that's a disgusting, like, those people need to be burned, especially that father of the child. And it's so sad that this is a common occurrence. It's much more current than you guys realize, and it's so sad that this is a thing. And I'm just in awe of this. If you guys want to check out the entire video, it's on YouTube. It's called Forced into Marriage at 16. Then Everything Got Worse. So you guys go take a look at that, because it's really, really important. But this is just one thing I just want to insight and put her story out there, because this needs to be known by most people. And I'm so glad she's able to be here and tell her story, because sometimes not a lot of people are able to do that, and the ones that are not able to escape, unfortunately, are just stuck there for the rest of their life, and that's their norms now. But that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe, greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.